Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And today we're starting a new series where we talk about games we champion.
Yeah.
So they're kind of some of our top games of all time that we really love for one reason or another, but looking at BoardGameGeek, which obviously isn't everything, but is a big conglomerate of all games and kind of how people rank them.
B place. If you're here, you probably know what BGG is.
Right. But yeah, so we're looking at ones that aren't in the top 500. So, like if someone that's somewhat newer to the hobby might go in and maybe look at the first 1, 2, 3 100 or so with the first few pages of it. They might look at those. They might not get to some of these. So, the first one we're doing is the Downfall of Pompeii, and we've actually got some videos on that if you want to check those out.
Strangely, one of our most popular videos.
One of them is the rules recipe for this one. So if you need that,
we
you
got
can definitely check that out. So we'll have that in the link below, playlist of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just a few things about the Downfall of Pompeii is it currently ranks 615, so it's not too far out of the range.
There are like 598 games I could think of that shouldn't be.
Wow. Wow. Okay, you probably haven't even played most of them that are in the top 500, I would guess.
I'm just saying.
And then once you played them, you'd be like, okay, I'm wrong. It is 615.
I highly doubt it.
But yeah, that's the thing to note too. We haven't played all those games, so obviously there's probably some that we would like that we have not played.
Maybe.
But the designer of this game is Klaus-Jürgen Reddy. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I tried. And we have, I looked at kind of some of the other games he's done, and probably the most popular one that a lot of people would know is Carcassonne. That's the only one that we have. The rest of them I didn't know. I think he's designed some other ones, but I am not sure what those are.
Carcassonne and then everything else.
Right, so if you like Carcassonne, maybe that's a reason to check this one out as well. And kind of the main mechanisms in this one are grid movement, hand management, and tile placement. So,
although I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of Carcassonne, so there's definitely enough
that's true.
Non-similarities to this, yeah. But
yeah, I guess, okay, so you're the one that kind of has the most love for this.
Yeah.
I enjoy it quite a bit.
Right.
But you're probably the one that would champion this one. So why is that?
It's just so fun. Like, the idea of it is just like and it's like 2 games in one, because the first half of the game you're trying to get as many of your people out on the board as possible and into Pompeii. And then in the second half of the game, you need to get them out. And so it's like this very like not tug of war, I guess, but it's like just trying to set yourself up as best you can for the second round. And I mean, I know that's what other games do, but it just does it in such a simplistic and very split way that I think it makes it so easy to be like, okay, I need to put people, I need to put them in different areas around different gates. I can't have all my people in one spot. And just trying to use the cards that you have to your advantage to try and somehow make something work with it. And it is a little bit of a gotcha game, I guess, like where you're playing take that, which at first I struggled with, but after playing it, it's like there's only logical choices. I mean, you could be totally mean about it, but we've got a decent gaming group, and I think anybody we've played this with, like, they understand, and it's probably most optimal for you to throw away whoever has the most workers out there. So I feel like even that isn't too bad, but it's just fun. And ever since we got the they come with like little hexagonal wood pieces for your people, and I mean, this is maybe a little dark, but we got little meeples with togas. And that just is so much fun to put your meeples out there, and then eventually they might go into the volcano.
Which in a way doesn't really make sense, because they're just getting burned alive. They wouldn't necessarily be sucked into the volcano,
they'd be
but that's the funnest
they're like
part to
covered in ash in actual Pompeii. So if you can kind of wrap your head around that, but otherwise it's just, I don't know, it's so unique to anything else that we have in our collection that it just really caught me when we first got it, and I was like, it's just so simple that I really enjoy it, and it's just fun.
Yeah, I would agree that the one thing the biggest thing to me is just the theme of it and how well the mechanisms come through with that theme. Because, yeah, like you said, it's kind of split into two halves, and then the last half is kind of running away, which definitely makes sense thematically. And the fun part definitely is throwing the people into the volcano. Mm-hmm. And I guess if I'm taking kind of the other look at it, some reasons why someone, I guess, might not like this game as much. It is, like you said, without those toga meeples, just those hexagon or whatever, aren't the funnest. The components are not the greatest, but the volcano is really cool. I haven't seen too many boards where you have a reprint, 3D.
This game would be so much more.
I agree. I think if they did do a reprint,
change the artwork and
I think there's just
added.
Right. The artwork of this, like if I had just seen this, I would think, it looks old.
And I can't say I've seen this. Like when we go to like board game stores, I can't say I've seen this out there.
Yeah, it's an older one. I think it's like from 2004. I meant to write that down. Okay. But, so it is an older game, so it makes sense that it's kind of older. But it would be interesting to see them reprint it and maybe. I think one of the other things is it could almost be like one of those introductory games, but just I think the setting up of the card deck and then the neighboring rule. Yeah. I think there's just those two things that kind of hold it back from being kind of like a potential King Domino or Karuba Ticket to Ride. Sure. But I think it's close enough that it could be an introductory game.
Well, in games like King Domino, too, it takes a while to realize the optimization of like laying tiles. I mean, you certainly can try and do it in a certain way, but I think, as you play it more, you discover like the workability of some of it and whatever. So, I mean, yes, I agree with you in the same way, but there are always good ways to do certain things.
Right. But I would agree that I'm probably not the one that champions it, but I do enjoy this one quite a bit for what at first kind of looks like, this is an older game, and you've kind of got just normal grid movement and stuff. Yeah. But it just, the whole package, and kind of, I think it's got to be, I think you almost have to let the theme come through to really bring out the fun in it. Right. I wouldn't say it's like ultimate strategy game, so I wouldn't look for that. But
no, it's very light, I think, all things considered. And it's got the lava flow, and, it happened in like 73 AD, so like, it's not too soon, I think, to laugh about it, I think, but it's so different than the other games that we have, and I think the theme does come through very well, especially because of the volcano.
I would agree. That definitely brings it to that next level. Yeah. But so that is Why You Champion, the Downfall of Pompeii. I definitely recommend checking it out. I don't know how readily available it is, but if you're interested in it at all, you can check out a couple of our videos or other people's videos as well.
Spoiler alert, if you've been around, we do our top 50, and this might be a game that comes up every year in my top 50. And maybe close to the top.
Potentially. So you'll have to subscribe to see if it makes it this year. But otherwise, we hope to see you on that video. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.